Welcome to the Revealer. Chinese Coast Guard fires water cannon at Philippine vessel. Tensions escalate in the South China Sea. Manila protests. Beijing's aggressive actions. These aren't just headlines. They're the drumbeats of a potential conflict. A shadow looms over the turquoise waters of the South China Sea, cast by the Dragon of the East. The situation is tense, and it's happening right now. If China were to launch a full-scale attack on the Philippines, what countries would step in to defend the island nation? The stakes couldn't be higher: trillions in oil and gas, vital fishing grounds, and the world's most important trade routes. The Philippines stands on the front line, but does it stand alone? The answer is more hopeful than you might think. Today, we'll look at 10 countries that would almost certainly defend the Philippines if China attacks, and why each one matters. When it comes to defending the Philippines, one name stands above all: the United States of America. Bound by the 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty, an attack on the Philippines is an attack on the U.S., a promise reaffirmed by top American officials. The U.S. military presence in the Philippines is real and ready, thanks to the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement. American forces, equipment, and supplies are already positioned to respond instantly if conflict erupts. In a crisis, U.S. fighter jets could provide air cover, surveillance drones could track Chinese movements, and carrier strike groups would move in. This isn't just about treaties. It's about maintaining the balance of power in the Indo-Pacific. For Washington, defending the Philippines means defending the principle that might does not make right. Allowing China to seize territory would unravel the global order. The U.S. is prepared to draw a line in the sand. For the Philippines, that line is backed by the world's most powerful military. Across the sea, Japan watches China's moves with growing alarm. The South China Sea is Japan's economic lifeline. Control by China would threaten Japan's survival. Japan is rapidly building up its military and forging deep security ties with the Philippines. The upcoming Reciprocal Access Agreement will allow Japanese forces to operate from Philippine soil. In a crisis, Japanese F-35s and destroyers could join the fight, while Soryu-class submarines hunt Chinese ships. Japan's involvement would send a powerful message. Asia's third-largest economy stands with the Philippines. For Japan, defending the Philippines is self-defense. Together, they form a bulwark against Chinese aggression. Australia may be far south, but its commitment to Indo-Pacific security is unwavering. As a key U.S. ally and AUKUS partner, Australia's prosperity depends on open sea lanes. Its advanced Navy and Air Force regularly train with Filipino and American forces. Australia's Hobart-class destroyers and P-8 Poseidon aircraft are ready for action in the South China Sea. With nuclear-powered submarines on the horizon, Australia's deterrent power is only growing. In a conflict, Australia would be a southern anchor, holding the line. The alliance is real, and Australia is ready to act. South Korea, a military powerhouse, shares a deep bond with the Philippines, one forged in the Korean War. Today, South Korea supplies the Philippines with advanced warships and fighter jets. Its own military is among the world's most capable, and its economy depends on the same sea lanes China threatens. Manila and Seoul are negotiating a visiting forces agreement for deeper cooperation. In a conflict, South Korea could supply weapons, intelligence, and even naval support. Sejong the Great-class destroyers could patrol vital sea lanes, freeing up U.S. assets. Seoul's support would be a powerful testament to an alliance strengthened by shared threats. South Korea stands ready to repay its debt of honor. India, China's ancient rival, sees the Philippines as a key partner in balancing Beijing's power. The landmark BrahMos missile deal gives the Philippines a formidable deterrent. India's Navy, with aircraft carriers and nuclear submarines, regularly trains with the Philippine Navy. In a conflict, India could open a second front along the Himalayan border or interdict Chinese shipping in the Indian Ocean. By threatening China's oil supply at the Malacca Strait, India could apply crippling pressure. India's support is strategic, not just symbolic. A strong Philippines is central to India's vision of a multipolar Asia. Together, they complicate China's calculations. Vietnam knows the threat of Chinese expansionism better than anyone. With its own disputes in the South China Sea, Vietnam's interests align closely with the Philippines. Its military is modernizing, with stealthy submarines and coastal missile systems aimed at deterring China. Vietnam and the Philippines share intelligence and conduct joint naval activities. In a conflict, Vietnam's presence would force China to fight on two fronts. Even without a formal alliance, Vietnam's partnership is a strategic headache for Beijing. United, they present a formidable resistance. The UK, a global maritime power, has renewed its focus on the Indo-Pacific. Its aircraft carriers and destroyers have sailed through the South China Sea, signaling commitment. As a member of AUKUS and the five-power defense arrangements, the UK is tied to regional security. The Royal Navy's advanced assets would be crucial in any conflict. If China attacked, the UK would join a US-led coalition, adding military muscle and political legitimacy. British participation would show this is a global issue, not just a regional one. The UK stands ready to defend the rules-based order. France is a resident Pacific power, with territories and citizens in the region. Its commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific is backed by a permanent naval presence. French frigates and submarines regularly patrol the South China Sea, sometimes alongside allies. France's advanced military technology and political will make it a valuable partner. In a crisis, France would join diplomatic and military efforts to uphold international law. A French warship in a coalition task force would send a powerful message to Beijing. France's presence reinforces global resolve. Canada's commitment to the rules-based order extends to the Indo-Pacific. With deep ties to the Philippines and a large Filipino community, Canada's stake is personal and political. Canadian frigates now regularly patrol the region, upholding international law. Canada is active in regional diplomacy and supports peaceful dispute resolution. In a conflict, Canadian warships and patrol aircraft could join a multinational task force. Canada's participation would symbolize broad, cross-regional support. The defense of the Philippines is a cause for democracies on both sides of the Pacific. Singapore, at the crossroads of global trade, depends on a stable South China Sea. Its advanced military and strategic location make it a critical regional player. Singapore's Changi Naval Base is a key hub for U.S. operations. The city-state maintains close defense ties with both the U.S. and the Philippines. While cautious about direct conflict, Singapore would almost certainly grant Allied forces access to its world-class bases. Its intelligence and surveillance capabilities would be vital to the coalition. Singapore's logistical support would make it a defender of the Philippines in all but name. Its role as a strategic hub is indispensable. Step back and see the big picture. A global coalition stands ready to defend the Philippines. 10 nations, united by treaties, interests, and shared values, would confront China together. The cost of aggression would be catastrophic for Beijing, militarily, economically, and diplomatically. The Philippines is not alone. It is shielded by alliances and partnerships. The fight for the South China Sea is about more than territory. It's about global trade, international law, and freedom of movement. If China wins by force, everyone loses. But these countries are already defending the Philippines through joint patrols, exercises, and unified support. When the storm comes, 10 nations will rise to ensure freedom in the South China Sea is defended at all costs.